So many of you may be looking for a new rifle. Now, I'm at the Stalking show this year, so what I'm going to do now is take a look around the show and highlight what I believe to be some of the very best rifles on the market here today. This year, with a slot on my ticket for a 270, I'm looking to purchase a new rifle. And a great place to take a look at what's available is at this year's Stalking show. In the following film, I'm looking at my top 7 rifles for 2024. First of all, the Nexus from Gunwerks, a US company that specialises in long-range precision rifles. Designed specifically to break away from the constraints of the Remington 700 design, this Wyoming-based rifle company make a rare appearance in our top list of rifles to consider in 2024. Okay, so one of the rifles that's caught my eye is this rifle from Gunwerks. Now I'm here with Ryan from Holland Outdoors, who I hope is going to tell us a little bit more about this rifle. Thanks, Ryan.
Pleasure.
Now tell me, this caught my eye. I think this is a really interesting rifle.
Yeah.
But, perhaps you can detail some of the features.
Yeah, no problem. So this is the Gunworks Nexus. And this is Gunwerks' sort of crown jewels. The first rifle that everything they've done in-house. All the R&D, all of the production's done in-house. So from tip to tail, we've got Gunwerks muzzle brake, just tunable. Gunwerks do their own barrels, so it's a cut rifle barrel. The NXT receiver is 7000 series aluminium, natural anodizing on there. And it's a 65-degree bolt with a 3-lug action. The bolt is user strippable. So although it's not a switch-barreled rifle, it's a user-changeable barrel system. If you want to change from, say, 6.5 PRC, 300 PRC, or 6.5 Creedmoor is further down the line, you can do that at home with the facility. Now, Gunwerks make their own flush-fitting 3-round magazine that can also be loaded through the injection port. Now, the thing that sets this apart from most sort of precision long-range hunting rifles is the leather touch points. And everybody loves leather and carbon fiber. It's like a sports car. So you'll notice it's got a vertical grip. Your hand, rather than wrapping over, thumb's going to sit on the side. The bipod is Gunwerks Elevate bipod. Now this has got some really cool features. They've borrowed a lot from the competition world with like the PRS shooters. So the bipod will go from being very wide. We can also narrow the feet, so it's now very high. And there's also 2 levels of adjustment on the legs. So we can extend this one, and then we can extend it further. So actually, if you do need to get up above the bracken, you can. And of course, because it's designed for the modern rifleman, everything's quick and easy to adjust and come back.
And one final question, Ryan, the price point.
Price point, so Gunwerks rifles come at a premium. They've done a lot of work and that comes at a price. So the Gunwerks Nexus rifle as it stands in either 6.5, 7 or 300 PRC is £7,249. The Elevate bipod comes in at £449.
Sure, brilliant. Thanks for your time.
Pleasure.
Good to see you.
It's great to see a quality American rifle in our top list of contenders, but now it's back to Europe.
Okay, so it would be absolutely remiss not to feature rifles from Sauer and Blasa. So I have here Frederick. Good to see you again, Frederick.
And you?
Great to see you. Who's going to tell us a little bit more about the new 505. So without further ado, over to you, Frederick. Tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, look at it. I mean, very slick, very elegant Sauer rifle, as always, exactly. And I mean, what are the updates? People always ask, like, what have you changed from the Sauer 404? All steel action. There's a one-piece bolt, and what we have done there is reduced retail price actually by about £1,000 per model category, and you have an absolute butter silk smooth bolt action, very Sauer-like.
You know, Sauer are renowned for 2 things, I think. Just how damn pretty the rifles are,
exactly.
and that bolt, and how smooth it is.
Absolutely. And we've incorporated the saddle mount to it, 100% on and off return to zero, and then what I would call the smoothest manual cocking in the market.
Now you've changed that slightly, haven't you, from the 404? So how has that been changed?
If you look at it, it's mostly the angle, and it's just so much easier to get off.
Okay.
But you still have a little bit of resistance, of course, because it is the energy you need to make the firing pin go forward and ignite the bullet.
Yeah, you're cocking the hammer effectively, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, good.
And just like the 404, still a modular rifle, still an adjustable pull-off trigger, and adjustable cheek piece. Like on the 404, all to be done with a little Allen key that's included. Go into the forend, water over turn, take the forend off. Magazine comes out. 4 stages to the trigger.
Yep.
350, 750, 1000, 1250 grams. Go in.
So a very easily adjustable trigger then.
Absolutely. And then on the other side here, if you want to change your barrel or your caliber, 1, 2, 3, and that's literally what you do. Open the lever, pull the barrel out, and that's how modular it is. That's a 308. If you want a 243, a 3006, a 270, 300 Win mag, it's really up to you.
And you can put all that back together and still shoot straight, Frederick.
100% return to zero, absolutely.
Well, I've found that to be true. In truth, Sauer rifles, they're absolutely beautiful engineered. So thank you, Frederick. And I think next we're going to be looking at a couple of Blasers.
Absolutely, let's do it.
It comes at a price, but with such a stellar reputation, you'd be mad not to consider Sauer.
So for our next rifle, and don't yawn here, because I know I've done this one to death, we've got the Blase K95 Kiplauf rifle. Now I understand that Frederick and I have got something in common here, because we both shoot with one. Is that right?
Absolutely. I use the Ultimate Carbon over here as my UK stalking rifle. Absolutely love it. And what I like about it so much, I mean, you have state-of-the-art kind of engineering technology in the most traditional type of rifle we really make back home in Germany, and I just absolutely love it. The precision is, as you know, absolutely phenomenal, and you can play. I've got an adjustable length of pull, I've got an adjustable cheek piece, you can really make it fit yourself.
Like me, you're quite tall,
exactly,
aren't you?
yeah. And
it's
and
nice
then
to have that modular
even to
fit.
take it apart, I absolutely love it as a traveling rifle. You take the forend off, take your barrel out, there you go, store all of that in your backpack, and it's gone. I absolutely love it.
It's a corker of a rifle, and I think remains perhaps one of the most aspirational rifles on the market today. And of course it would be remiss not to mention the Blaser R8, which again remains one of the most popular rifles on the market today, this time in wood.
Absolutely, I mean, sky's the limit. You tell us what you want on a Blasa R8, we will build it from you. Over 1.6 million variants of that. I mean, barrel length, barrel contour, wood grades, synthetic, carbon, engraved, pistol grip caps, bolt balls, you name it, we will make it.
Ironically, this is another rifle that I shoot with actually. I've got mine in 300 Win mag. And it's an absolute cracker of a rifle if you want that straight pull as well. Very, very fast action.
That is, I mean, that is it. You want a fast rifle. It is the fastest bolt action rifle on there. Just go like that, you have reloaded.
Pretty good on bore as well.
That's what it's made for, and people just love it. It is just one of these rifles that fascinate people.
Yeah, look at us, we're grinning all over.
Exactly, we are, aren't we?
Frederick, thanks ever so much.
Nice to see you.
Great to see you again.
But is it the fastest bolt action out there? If fast straight pulls are your thing, then there's another slick and super fast alternative that comes from Merkel.
So some other rifles that have caught my eye come from Merkel. Now I'm here with Andy from Viking Arms. Good to see you, Andy. Thanks for your time today. Now, I've been looking at this rifle for quite a long time. It's the Merkel Helix Speedster. I think it's a corker, but to tell us a little bit more, over to Andy.
So, have the Merkel Speedster. It's the latest offering from the Merkel Helix range as it's evolved. As you can see, this one is furnished with a fluted barrel. They come in all the most popular calibers. The good extra features about this, as you're very familiar with the Blasa and the Merkels you used before, or any of the German products now, they have a cocking and decocking on the safety catch. This one has a fully adjustable stop and a bridgeless thumb hole. So with most products,
Yeah.
when you want to take your hand off, you have to pull it out. This you can just still go straight up and down. It has an encapsulated bolt, so when you draw it back,
Yeah.
forward, it's probably the fastest action.
Now, Andy, this is one of the unique things about the Speedster, isn't it? It's that degree of
It's
pull,
called
isn't it?
it's called a Speedster for the reason. This is probably the fastest repeating rifle that is non-semi-automatic or automatic in the world.
Yeah.
So, if you pull it back, you don't have to lift your head
Yeah.
off the stock because there's no bolt coming back. Everything is inside. It's extremely fast, and as you can see with the bridge, I'm not having to go like this. I can go straight back down.
And what's the ratio of that pull to ejection pull?
It's every inch you draw back, or every centimetre, it's 2 inside the gearing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is extremely
It's
fast.
very fast, and I think instead of a thumb hole, that's why you haven't got that bridge over the top
The
of
bridge
the stock.
has been
isn't it?
removed.
So you can effectively get your thumb out straight onto the bolt and back and forwards very, very quickly.
It's very ergonomic, and the stock with the construction, the ABS is very strong, and removing the bridge doesn't compromise its strength. I've seen these used and abused throughout Europe, never seen one get damaged or broken.
Yeah.
Absolutely superb.
And it comes in a range of calibers.
All the most popular calibers from 222 right the way up to 338 Win Mag. And the Merkel start with the Explorer from 2,900 right the way up to a one-off handmade to £26,000.
And I tell you what also caught my eye though, something I really like was this one. Now, how do you pronounce this? The Arabesque?
Arabesque. So Arabesque just means lightly scroll engraved. So if you take this, it's a Germanic engraving, which is very deep and rich. This one here is quite light.
Yeah.
So you can have various options of wood from grade 1 right the way up to grade 11. You know, it's your personal preference.
Very pretty rifle that, isn't it? And price point on that surprised me.
Well, £3,500 is the starting point. This one would be a little extra because it's got grade 8 wood on that one.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
if you go up to something like this with a grade 7 wood, which is the Noble S, they're retailing about 7.
Brilliant. So some really nice rifles there from Merkel that are all well worth considering.
I have to say, with a K95 and R8 in my cabinet, the Speedster is certainly a top contender. Now, on to another stalwart of UK hunting from Sako.
Okay, so another rifle is one that comes from Sako. Now the Sako 90s, great rifle, Sako S20, great rifle, but what we've got here is a Sako 90 Quest. Craig, is that right?
It is, yeah, Carbon Quest.
Now I got Craig here from Barbary Gun Room, great gun shop there just off the M4 Junction 15, so stop by if you get a chance. But I'm going to stop gassing because Craig, I'm hoping you're going to tell us a little bit more about this.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically just an adaptation of the 85 that everyone knows and loves. Carbon stock, adjustable cheek piece, little tweaks they've made with the Sporting series is machined Picatinny into the receiver. So obviously, historically, they always had their Optilock bases, but now you've got the opportunity to switch between Picatinny, same magazine, double ejection plunger on there just for consistent case throwing.
But you know what's grabbed my eye about this, what's caught my eye, is the stock design here is so different, isn't it?
It's the sort of hybrid all-rounder. More and more people now, stalkers, target shooters, they want in one rifle they can go and bang steel plates with and go stalking with it at the same time. And that grip is obviously a lot more favourable all round for every discipline. So
yeah. Now I've got very big hands, so you know this is one of the things that appeals to me. And when I picked that up, I mean ergonomically, that just feels very natural.
Right,
it's absolutely spot on. I think it handles absolutely beautifully. But essentially, we've got the Sako 90. We've just got a different stock design on it, haven't we?
Yeah.
And adjustable cheek piece as well here. Really nice rifle, and it's not break the bank stuff either. I think this comes in at just under £4,000. Is that right?
It is now, so 3.5 basically.
Yeah,
so.
3.5 grand. A little bit lower in price point than the Sauers and the Blasas, so another one to consider and one that really caught my eye. Craig, thanks very much.
Pleasure.
But what about more affordable alternatives? Well, a brand that I've been watching for some time now is Bergara, in particular the B14 series of rifles. Manufactured in Bergara in Spain,
Their rifles have an excellent reputation for accuracy and value for money.
Okay, so when you're buying a rifle, you don't, in actual fact, have to spend crazy amounts of money. Now, I've been going around the show here today, and yes, we have some fabulous affordable rifles. We've got the Tikka T3s, we've got some Sakos, we've got all sorts of other stuff. But one of the rifles I really liked was a rifle from Bergara. Now, to tell us a little bit more about this one is Lewis.
How you doing? You okay?
Good to meet you, Lewis.
See you, mate. You too.
Now, the one that caught my eye, I believe it's called the Wilderness. Is that...
No, it's the Wilderness series. This is the thumb hole carbon, this one.
Okay, tell us more.
So the thumb hole carbon is a stainless steel barrel, and it is our pure carbon barrel, so it's done in a certain way. It's not just your standard wrap, which a lot of barrels are.
Yeah.
We do them in 223 all the way through to your Magnum cartridges, so your 270s if you wanted to, or 6.5 PRCs, things like that. They all have an M5 inlet with an AICS magazine. We do them in either 5 or 3 rounds.
Okay.
Our actions are Cerakoted, as well as the abutments and everything on the barrel sections.
Tell us about this barrel here.
So the cure barrel.
Yeah.
Okay, so normally what we have is a wrapped barrel. It's taken down to a certain diameter, and then they build it back up with layers of carbon fibre.
Yeah.
Ours is actually taken down to only a couple of millimetres.
Okay.
And then it's built back up using a thermal paste with a stainless steel mesh, and then layers of carbon fibre, which actually increases the tensile strength.
Functional and pretty.
There you go. The reason being is what can happen with carbon fibre is it can cause heat pockets. And the idea behind this is when we've tested it, is it creates no heat pockets whatsoever. Yeah. It's all bonded together as one solid unit.
Now look.
Of course you can.
So one of the things that I really liked about this, again, is the thumb hole. And it fits my hand perfectly. So there's a great deal of thought that's gone into this from Bagara. Really nice rifle that. And as for the price point, I know you're going to want to know. Well, Lewis, tell us.
For the pure carbon barrel version of the thumb hole, £1,445. £1,445.
I mean, a really affordable rifle,
Yep.
Good quality rifle, very affordable. And I believe in actual fact you can pick up even more affordable rifles from Bagara.
Oh, you can, yes, yeah. Our steel version.
What price point do they start at?
So the steel version of this is £1,100. So
there we go, folks. A really nice rifle for just 1,100 quid.
For an affordable rifle, my go-to suggestions have previously been the Tikka T3 Sauer 100 and Mauser M12. It's great to now see another serious alternative from Bergara.
So they're just some of the rifles that I think are worth looking at this year's stalking show. Thanks for watching.
What will I be going for? Well, watch this space.